Well, hello, good evening, welcome. This for me is an excuse to drink wine for free and also to share a little bit of the passion I have for German wines. And I first discovered what we could call quality Rieslings, not in teenage parties drinking Liebfraumilch or Hock, but really on the hillsides of Alsace. Not in Germany, but just across the border, running cycling holidays by day and slowly working my way through the local wines by night. I fell in love with a great variety which spans the flavour profiles from beautifully dry and searingly rectilinear and crisp and mineral to the rich, the ripe and the opulent. Really, a great variety which offers flavours brimming with citrus fruits and petrol on the nose and ripe, lush fruits on the palate. And so for me, this was, thank you, Will, this was truly a grape of wonders. What I didn't know is that just across the border in Germany, it would get even better. Riesling, and we are going to be trying Pinot Noir as well, but Riesling for me is a variety that truly reflects the winemaker's art. And to borrow a French term, the terroir, where the grape is ripened. It's the sunshine, the soil, the vines, and just how late you dare to leave the harvest. All work to produce for me what is a miracle in a glass. We are going to be tasting two Rieslings and a Spät Burgunder, or Pinot Noir as it's known in Germany. And thankfully another one of those great varieties which just makes me happy. So let's get on with it. What I want to do a little bit before we start is to go through, and this is something that from wine exams and from learning previously is horrendous, understanding the quality levels of German wines. And it bears, bonjour Margot, and it bears a little time to understand the German quality levels, because it'll help us to understand that these wines aren't just standard German wines, but really top quality wines. Now, historically, German wines quality was based on the must weight, or the amount of sugar in the grapes, how ripe the grapes were, and not really to do with the quality of the vineyards they were picked from. So you could have Qualitätswein, which meant it was a good, high-quality wine, a Prädikat which meant it was a higher quality wine, a Cabernet, or a Spätlese, meaning it was a late harvest. But all that told you really was how ripe the grapes were, and maybe when they were picked, not really the quality of the wine itself. So Germans being Germans, they organized themselves, and in 1910, a group of winemakers decided to form a society, the VDP. I've got the term written down somewhere, but what it means is a group of people who are looking for wines with specific qualities, higher qualities, from very good vineyards. It's by invitation only, and at the moment there are about 196, 197 winemakers who are part of this society. And the VDP stands alongside German quality levels, German wine laws, to say that this wine, this vineyard is approved, has a better quality, produces better grapes, produces better wines. You can almost think of it as the French AOC thing. So, hello? You think it's the French AOCs, that you can have a regional grape, a regional wine like a Bourgogne. You can have a village like a Gevrey-Chambertin or Premier Cru. And the VDP class these as Gutswein, which is the regional Bourgogne, Ortswein, like a village level, Erste Lager, first area, like Premier Cru, and Große Lager, which is the Grand Cru. The first wine we're going to be trying is a Gimmeldingen Riesling from the Pfalz, the Palatinate region, which is slightly higher up the Rhine from Strasbourg, about an hour or so's drive from Strasbourg along the Rhine. The vineyards themselves, the Gimmeldingen vineyards, Gimmeldingen town, are about 20 kilometers from the Rhine and just nestled in the Harz Mountains. And A. Chrisman is a wine producer that we've been working for quite a short time, about a year or so. And we were lucky enough to be introduced to Chrisman wines when one of our wine directors decided to take a holiday there with some friends, Will, if you're watching, and two of them suggested that he ought to visit Chrisman wines as well, and he did, and the conversations ensued and they got on well, and on the second meeting it was decided that actually we would be able to represent them in the UK. So we've got the opportunity to represent wines where the current manager, Stefan, is not only the winemaker for Chrisman wines, but also is the president of the VDP Society, the society which classifies the best quality wines in Germany. So the first wine, Gimmeldingen Riesling by Chrisman, is classified as a village level, very much like a Gevrey-Chambertin or Puligny-Montrachet. The vineyards that the grapes are picked from are two vineyards, the Kapellenberg and the Biergarten, and they're both classified as actually first quality ones, Erstlager, Premier Cru, but because they're not vinified and they're not bottled separately, they're just put down as village wine. So we're getting very high quality grapes, very high quality juice for slightly less than the high quality price it could command. The grapes are picked in the second and third picking, so in fact given more time to ripen and become more complex, they have better sugar content, better weight of fruit and flavour there. So there's a train going past here, hopefully you can't hear it. And Gimmeldingen benefits from having a slightly cooler climate, still warm, but cooler climate, allowing the grapes to ripen for longer, offering more complexity to the wine. Now, I have to be honest, I've been looking forward to this tasting all week. I've had the wines in the house. I've been very careful not to look at them and not to open them. And I haven't tried them yet, so I'll be trying them for the first time tonight with you. The soils of Gimmeldingen have got, I can just look at my notes now as I've forgotten already, clay and limestone deposits, which a little bit warmer, a little bit riper, help the wines to ripen. So here goes. So 100% Riesling, hand-picked. They've been making wine there since 1798, and it should be a beautiful wine. So on the nose, really minerally, really limey. Really crisp, nice rich fruitiness to it, but great acidity, really ripe, really pure, really makes your mouth water. It's a wine which will drink well now, but could do with another 4 or 5 years in the bottle, I think, just to get a little bit more richer, a little bit more complex, and really express the Riesling all the way through. So beautiful, crisp, dry, mineral Riesling from Gimmeldingen, from 2 vineyards there. So we're going now from the Pfalz, from Palatinate, from the Rhinelands, across to closer to Luxembourg. We'll be touching the Moselle River. And for me, great wines tend to be made on hillsides. They tend to be made near bodies of water where really the warmth of the river or the warmth of the sea will stop the vines from getting frozen in the winter, and the mist normally rises up to stop them getting too hot during the summer. So Bernkastel Badstube, the name that Colette didn't want to pronounce, is from Witwe Dr. H. Tannisch. And that is a bit of a mouthful, but what it means is that it comes from the Bernkastel region, the town of Bernkastel, and Bernkastel. Badstube, because they used to have hot baths there, so it's named Badstube. Riesling Spätlese, and when we say Spätlese in German, it means that it's a late harvest, which is at least 7 days later than the Cabernet wines, and Riesling because it's a Riesling grape variety. So as I mentioned earlier, and I'm not sure if you will see this, but hopefully you will, I'll just get my picture up there. On the label, we have Deutscher Prädikatswein, which just means that it's a wine with specific qualities. But alongside that, we have VDP at the top and Große Lager. And my German GCSE from many, many years ago is coming in very handy as I'm saying that. That Große Lager, the VDP quality levels, means the Grand Cru, the best of the wines that you can get. Some of the vineyards are actually designated as GG, which means that they are, and I'll probably have to ask Will here, but they are the Grand Cru of the Grand Cru. So very often on some of the other wines of Crispin, we see GG under the wine, and it's the grape variety and the vineyard that's shown. But now we're going to try the Bernkastel Badstube. The difference here is that they are very steep hills. One of them, the Doctor Hill in Bernkastel, is the most expensive German wine you can get, and I'm happy to be contradicted on that. But also around there, most of the hillsides are by hand. It's quite a dangerous process in some cases, and that the soil beneath it is slate. So again, offering mineral quality, but really helping the grapes to ripen, to get rich, to get powerful. Much lower in alcohol than the first wine. So we're looking here at 9%, and the previous one was 12%. So for my enjoyment and your education, here we go. So on the nose, it's opulent, it's fruit-driven, it's got quite a powerful, rich side to it. And I remember being told off one of the early tastings by our wine buyer when I said that the German wines were sweeter and sweetest, and she said, no, they're ripe, riper and ripest. So beautifully ripe grapes, lots of texture to the nose. And you'll notice I'm at home, so I won't be spitting today. But it just is powerful and round and rich and honeyed, and it's got citrusy sides to it, but a really beautiful round. It's gorgeous. Enjoying it. Easy to drink, low alcohol, 8%. It's the kind of wine, or 9%, that in years gone by I'd sit in front of the TV and drink one after working at wine shops. So the second wine, as we said, is the Bernkastel Bad Stuber. It's a Riesling Spätlese, so a late harvest Riesling. It's a Grand Cru status from the VDP organization, and they've been making wines there for 380 years. Everything is handpicked. Everything is a natural ferment, likewise with the first one. They do make the wines and age the wines in barrels, but in this case, very old barrels, 100 years old. So no effect on the wine, but beautiful, well done, right? Thank you, Addison. It was you who told me to say ripe, not sweet. And the last wine, and I'm not sure if I'm rushing this, but I'm enjoying it, so what the hell? The last one is a Pinot Noir, and I thought we ought to try a Pinot Noir from Alsace, obviously in a Walt Disney glass, because that's all I've got left. But we ought to try a wine from Pinot Noir, from Germany, because it's the number 3 Pinot Noir producer in the world. A fact that most of us in the UK have missed out on. We're looking at New World Pinot Noirs and French Pinot Noirs and Chilean Pinot Noirs, and we forget that just up the river from France, we have a beautiful, beautiful leafy green spiciness to it, cranberries on the nose. It's something, I'm so glad I'm doing the tasting today, because once it's finished, these wines are going to be drunk. But anyway, so 2016, it is left in contact with the skins for a while, a cold sort of maceration, brings out a bit of colour. But for me, Pinot Noir is the great variety which really shows a winemaker's quality, because very little berries, very fine skins, very prone to mold, to going off, to not ripening properly. So if you can make decent quality Pinot Noir, you can make a decent quality wine. And I will try it, again, for your benefit. Gorgeous, leafy, delicate, fine, really refined. A green leaf kind of cranberry. It's just gorgeous. Anyhow, very, very drinkable. Sometimes I think we miss out on the quality of German Pinot Noir and German Riesling with the idea that they make very sweet wines, they make table wines, all the red wines are going to be jammy and have no quality to them, but these are beautiful. Should just point out again, this is a VDP wine. In this case, the Gutswein, so one level below. Beautiful. It probably means the grapes were picked a little bit earlier, so you get nice aromatics. All these wines are available. Mustn't forget that we're selling them with a 10% discount if you buy them by the case. So if you buy 6, it's 10% off. The first wine we tried is $26.95 a bottle. Beautiful Riesling. Buy it now and keep it for another 5 years. The Bernkastel Bad Stuber Spätlese Riesling 2017 is $26.75, and you are getting the cream of the crop of Rieslings from Germany here. Really ripe, really beautiful, perfect balance, and round and beautiful. And finally, the Spätburgunder, a beautiful surprise of spiciness and leafiness. So there we go. Anyhow, any questions?